Okay, I think maybe we should start. I think our group's getting smaller every time, but that's fine. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. And yeah, so good morning, Chantal and Francoise and other people that I know. Maybe Natalie, might be the Natalie that I know, I'm not sure. So anyway, good morning, everyone. I thought to start just a little bit with a bit of a chat about Mahamudra, because I'm not sure that I explained it so well. I mean, because I'm kind of giving it experientially, but I just thought to show you this book. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty dark. Maybe I should turn the light on in my room. It's kind of dark. But it's a book that was put out by the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives in 1975. So it was a long time ago. And it is the seminal or the main teaching on Mahamudra for our Gelugpa lineage. And it's by the first Panchen Lama, who many of you know wrote many of the texts and the teachings that we use. And he was also the root guru of the fifth Dalai Lama. So that's kind of interesting information. But I was looking at this book and I read it. I was first introduced to it in 1981 when Lama Zopa Rinpoche gave a Mahamudra course for a month at Vajrapani Institute in California. I'm going to turn on my light. Hold on a second. The sun's rising, but it's getting darker. There's like storms. It's stormy here now for about the next 5 months. So yeah, it's the first Panchen Lama. Yeah, Losang Chukyi Geltsen. This is Losang Chukyi Geltsen, and if you've been around for a while, I'm sure you have heard of him before. He wrote many of our texts. So I read it yesterday afternoon and this morning. It's not that long. And I recommend, I don't know if you can still get it. I bet it's online, you know. And if you're interested in Mahamudra, oh, that's backwards, isn't it? Anyway, it says, the Great Seal of Voidness. I'm sure it's probably been translated into French and many languages. So anyway, he goes over sort of the different traditions of Mahamudra, but they all come down to the same point, which is that what I wanted to emphasize is that through meditation, and there are many ways, but basically it's meditation on looking at the nature of mind. And he's, you know, there's the sutra and there's the tantra version of it. And in sutra, of course, you develop either first shine, single pointed concentration, and then meditate on voidness, or you realize emptiness first and then meditate on shine with that. But in tantra, you do it both together through the deity yoga. So so that's what we're doing here. And what's recommended, of course, is highest yoga tantra, but there's nothing wrong with starting with something more simple like Kriya Tantra. So, but we use, this is why what I'm trying to point out, we use the benefit of the Tantra meditation, the benefit of all the merit that gets created through deity yoga and the blessings that come through the deity yoga to meditate on the nature of mind. And so we can use the mantra recitation, we use the different visualizations to exercise our ability to concentrate, and not only our ability to concentrate, but to recognize that faculty of awareness that is the mental factor that brings our mind back over and over again to the object. And what makes Tantra easier is that we change the object. And what you hear about in Sutra is that you have one object all the time, and you just hold that object. But in actual fact, as you know, your mind is moving all the time anyway. So if you change the object, but you're concentrating, you're continually exercising the subjective mind that's being aware, then that builds up. Because what we in Mahamudra, what we actually are looking at is beginning with is just the clarity of mind, which that means for us as beginners, that space that comes between thoughts, which then we begin to recognize once we have experienced that clarity, then we can learn to see that is there all the time. And that's when we come to realize that the mind is like a mirror, right? And that our perceptions of the six sense consciousnesses arise within that mirror of awareness, that what Choki Gyaltsen calls the conventional nature of mind. So our first step is to begin to recognize the conventional nature of mind, which is this formless, clear knowing, which is close to its emptiness, but it's not. It's at least we begin to identify more with the space. That's why Lama and all the Lamas talk about Mahamudra is like space, so that we begin to recognize the cognitive space in which forms, smells, tastes, sounds, thoughts arise, right? And so how that benefits us karmically and psychologically is that when feelings and thoughts arise, if we begin to identify more with that space in which they arise, then they no longer have the hold on us to make us react, because we go, oh, there's this spaciousness. Alternatively, when we also begin to recognize and look for the object to be refuted, the I, when karmic appearances arise that we would normally, react to with however we react, whether it's positive or negative, we can begin to see, oh, here's that I coming up again. And we can relax that. So we have two ways we can begin to adjust our karmic reactions, our patterns, of course. One is by seeing them arising in this clear space, and the other one is recognizing this I and knowing that this I, rather than, we might not be able to recognize its emptiness, but we can recognize it and go, oh, this is the one that I think appears to exist from its own side. And then you can relax your tendency to go, or whatever it is, either it's like huge desire or huge jealousy or huge whatever that continues to create the karma, right? So this is why it's important to know why we do these things. Otherwise we have no inspiration. And so then what Losang Choki Gyaltsen goes on to point out is that once we have developed enough concentration and practice so that we can recognize that clarity of mind and rest in that clarity, which means it becomes, it's very relaxing, it's blissful, it feels more inviting than the normal mind that we inhabit, this kind of, all these things that are going on in our mind, bringing us up and down and in and out. I like this, I don't like that. I feel awful today, I feel happy today, all these ups and downs that our minds put us through. That once we recognize that clarity, then within that, being able to stabilize in that clarity, that is when we begin the analysis on the I. So this is, I think, what a lot of us miss. And so this is why meditation is important, because we need to recognize and begin to dwell in the clarity of the mind rather than its contents, which is almost like it's emptiness, but it's not quite, you know. And so once we get that level of concentration, which will come through like long retreats or just extended periods of time with either mantra recitation or whatever method you use, seeing yourself as the deity, then when your mind is calm, then you use what it's actually in the text and what Lama Yeshe used to call the mindfulness fish. You use a little part of your mind to investigate the I that's experiencing that clarity, right? And then when you recognize the I's emptiness, then you go back and you see the emptiness of mind. And then what happens is the emptiness of I, emptiness of mind, they're the same thing. And then duality disappears. And then we experience the, you know, the realization of the two truths. And then we continue that, and then that becomes an enlightened mind. And if we do that in highest yoga tantra, then we do that with a very subtle mind, and it becomes the union of the illusory body and clear light, which if we have a lot of merit and a lot of determination and inspiration, we can do in one lifetime, like Milarepa. So that's sort of the whole overview of why we're doing this. And of course, in this, the teaching on Mahamudra, there, yeah. The illusory body. That's highest yoga tantra. We don't really need to know about that, but I just wanted to mention it, you know, because that's how you attain enlightenment in one lifetime, is through highest yoga tantra. Yeah. So yeah. 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 Anytime, just interrupt me, you know, I'm trying to talk slowly. So, so anyway, that's just a bit of an overview that I just wanted to give you. And also to tell you that there is a bigger book on Mahamudra, if you don't know, and I'm sure that's must be en français now after all these years. But in 1982, maybe Elizabeth was there, Lama Zopa, Lama Yeshe started the Enlightened Experience celebration. And in, I think it was February and March of 1982, His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave commentary on this text by Panchen Losang Choki Gelsen. And that is a book that Alex Berzin put together, because Alex Berzin was the translator for most of it. And it's a book called Gelug Kagyu Mahamudra. And there are two commentaries in there. I think the one by His Holiness is a good one to read. So if you're interested in understanding intellectually more about this, then those are two books that have been around for a long time. And actually, this text is in that book. So if you just were to get that book, and I bet it's in French. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I can't imagine. It's been around for 30 years. So anyway, so that I just wanted to give that to you as further resources for you. But also, it says in the different texts, you know, that there are preliminaries, and how deity yoga is like the method, a very common method to realize Mahamudra. But the most important thing is guru devotion, because we need blessings. We need blessings. And although most of Dharma seems quite scientific, some of us can kind of wonder, well, what is that, you know? Like I said, I think one day that the scientists, even His Holiness said, one day scientists will be able to measure the subtle mind. He said in his lifetime. So, yeah, so the subtle mind, we receive blessings from that. And that's how kind of the basis of this whole Guru Yoga and Deity Yoga is when we take refuge and when, like Lama Zopa says, the Buddhas are around all the time, and if we call on them, they'll help us. And although this might not be scientifically proven, I think through experience, through our own empirical experience, we can know that it works, So let's just dispense with all the intellect for a little bit and just get into our greater mind that, as was pointed out yesterday, that is very connected with the body. The question yesterday about how's the body and the posture, why is that important? And the first thing the Panchen Lama talks about is setting the posture. And you hear that all the time. And we do that with the 9-round breathing. So I think what we'll do, because we have time, we'll just go back to the beginning and start by straightening up our posture in sort of a, not too straight, and sitting with our chin slightly tucked in. We can either close our eyes or look down our nose and begin to bring our awareness into the body just with breathing. So let's just spend a few minutes doing that. Imagining that the breath can go down our arms and our legs and fill up our whole body. And using the breath to expand the rib cage and lift up the body off the pelvis. Not the body, but the mid part of the body. And it's important to breathe into the low back, into the kidney area. Then we are suggested to do the 9-round breathing. And so we don't need to do the whole inner visualization. We can just do it with the breath. So the way this works is we're going to close our left nostril with our right finger, and breathe in the right side. A nice, long, relaxed breath. And imagine the breath is going all the way down to your navel. And then as you exhale, you close the right side and breathe out the left. We do that 3 times. And you breathe in the left and out the right 3 times. And then both together, both nostrils 3 times. Then we'll do it one more time. So in the right and out the left 3 times. In the left and out the right. Both. And from a more neutral space, we begin our practice by calling the Guru, Guru inseparable from the deity, calling the Guru in the space in front of us so that to receive the blessings, to be able to view our mind, the true nature of our mind. So I thought I would read Calling the Guru from Afar. If you know to chant it, it's very beautiful. So I think we all know why we need to attain enlightenment. No need to go into the situation of samsara and thinking of all sentient beings. We can include our parents with us, our friends, and all sentient beings around us. And sharing that wish for freedom for all beings. Asking the Guru, please Guru, think of me. Please Guru, think of me. Please Guru, think of me. And as we do that, we imagine Tara inseparable from the Guru, green Tara, inseparable from actually my own mind. It's coming from my mind, isn't it? In the space in front of us, beautiful Tara on the lotus and the moon. The right leg stretched out to benefit others, and the left leg in, showing she has control over the winds. The right hand granting realizations, and the left hand giving refuge. The flowers by her side. You can visualize Tara however you like, brilliantly green. The most the comforting mother, because the mind, that clarity of mind is very comforting, has the warmth feeling of being comforted by the mother. And so when we take refuge, we're going to that refuge in the nature of mind that encompasses all love, compassion, and emptiness. Even until we attain enlightenment, there is comfort and the relaxation that comes of taking refuge, the relaxation from the storm of emotional afflictions that comes as we put our faith in Tara and allow the clarity and awareness of mind to become this more subtle awareness, to become more powerful than our gross mind. And so we believe in ourselves, we can do this, and we ask the Guru for blessings. So we ask, magnificently glorious Guru, who dispels the darkness of ignorance. Magnificently glorious Guru, revealing the path of liberation. Magnificent glorious Guru Tara, who liberates from the fears of samsara. Magnificently glorious Guru Tara, eliminating the 5 poisonous minds. All poisonous minds. Magnificently glorious Guru Tara, a wish-granting jewel. Please grant us your blessings. Bless me to remember death and impermanence from my heart. Bless me to generate the thought of no need in my mind, so I can be satisfied and quiet with what I have. Bless me to abide single-pointedly in solitary practice. Lord, please bless me with that inspiration to do that. The great bodhicitta, you know. And please bless me to have no hindrances in my practice. And please bless me that all conditions, bless me to make all conditions beneficial. Please bless me to generate the great bodhicitta and the courage and the confidence to do that. Please bless me soon, very soon, in this very session. So we can call on the Guru for the blessings with the refuge from the Lama Chupa. And from our hearts, really feeling the need, the wish to recognize this clarity, this awareness of mind, and then within that, emptiness of self and other. And through that, being able to benefit sentient beings, inspire others, help others, and release all beings. Namo Gurave, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurave, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurave, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Then we take a moment to make that connection heart to heart with Guru Tara, remembering the kindness of our gurus, the inspiration of our gurus, and stabilizing that with our breathing by breathing in the blessing. And as we breathe out, we share that with all sentient beings, feeling that blessing go through our whole body, feeling this body become more like light, like a hollow balloon. With every in-breath, we feel relaxation and safety, love, quiet, peace. And with every out-breath that increases as we share it, as we feel that going out through all the pores of our body to all sentient beings, like we become a light. That mind of clarity and awareness lightens up and shines throughout infinite space. The qualities of the Buddhas that are there in our heart, energized by Tara's love and empty nature, interdependent with everything. And with our bodhicitta, we think, especially in order to benefit all Mother Sentient beings, not a single one left out. Quickly and more quickly, I must achieve the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I'm going to undertake the yoga of Venerable Aryatara. Increasing that bodhicitta, we recite the four immeasurables. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Just take a moment to think about all the suffering in the world. And may all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. Even within suffering states, when we remember, connect with the divine in ourselves, we can live with suffering. It transcends all states. This experience of connection and the divine pride and clear appearance of Tara. We're just remembering kindness, love, gratitude, overcoming, bringing that happiness that overcomes all suffering. And also the same state brings about the state of equanimity, where we feel bodhicitta for all sentient beings and are free from aversion, attachment, clinging, and all the other delusions and deluded thoughts we have about others. I prostrate reverently with my body, speech, and mind. And I present clouds of every type of offering, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. So we can see, take a moment to imagine all the outer offerings, everything that brings us enjoyment, that brings humans and gods and animals and all the realms enjoyments we offer. We offer our practice, our transformation of suffering states, deluded states of mind, and the bliss that comes from experiencing this clarity and awareness, this more subtle nature of mind, our true nature, our Buddha nature. We offer that and its emptiness. And Zopa teaches us to say Om 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 Om, making that offering Om Om. Then we take a moment to regret the habits that we have that make us feel negative, down, depressed, or craving, grasping, jealous, to make us dull, make us distracted, make us uninterested in liberation. Just wishing to eradicate those minds, and also to recognize them when they come, that this is just a state of mind, and that if I do something, I can change it. Might not, that, and discovering the ways to shake myself out of these darker states or these grasping states that come throughout our day, every day. So bless me through meditation to recognize them as they arise and dispel them by remembering my Buddha nature, my Tara nature, my Guru. And then we rejoice how wonderful it is, and we rejoice in all the times that we can do that, and the skills that we have learned and our abilities. And rejoicing in all the virtues of all the beings throughout infinite space, particularly those beings that have realized the true nature of their mind and realized Mahamudra. How wonderful it is. And then again, focusing on Tara in the space in front of us, and seeing her as the embodiment of all of our gurus and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, to please entreat them to please remain until the end of cyclic existence and continue to teach us and turn the wheel of Dharma for all transmigratory beings, the beings that travel life to life to life, from one ignorant state to the next. And then dedicating all of our virtues and all other beings' virtues to the great enlightenment. And then we offer the short mandala. Oh, this is the whole universe we're offering here. Oh, Sajipuki Joshin Meto Tram Rira Ling Jini De Gan ching Zopa sho. Millions and trillions of mandalas going out from our heart, universes, the nature of bliss and emptiness. Please bless my mind and the mind of all sentient beings to be free from all the wrong views. Please bless my mind and the mind of all sentient beings to gain all the realizations of the path. And please bless my mind and the mind of all sentient beings to be free from all the obstacles and hindrances. From the outer obstacles to the inner obstacles, the obstacles to realizing emptiness and enlightenment. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. Devas and Titans bow down with their crowns at your lotus feet. I prostrate to the liberating mother who liberates from all misfortune. So if you're doing this on your own or with a group, if you want to create a lot of good energy, then we can recite the 21 Taras, praises to the 21 Taras. I think we won't do that here. I'm not sure there's enough time. We'll see at the end. So then we go to the requesting phase, remembering this Tara and the space in front of you, and make our requests. Venerable Arya Tara, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrator beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya Tara, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya Tara, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. So then take a moment if you have personal requests, obstacles. I mean, we can add things like the pandemic and global warming, the wars and political strife. But your personal obstacles, you can take a moment to please clear away all whatever you need in your life. And the Panchen Lama suggested in the book to recite the mantra of the Guru a little bit. So we will use His Holiness mantra. I believe you have it there in your text. And as we do that, we imagine that the blessing of Tara, Tara is, it's the subtle nature of the Guru, His Holiness. And he has asked us to do this practice. So just by doing this practice, we're pleasing the mind of the Guru. The best way, of course, is to practice. So we'll do some of these. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrinda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrinda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajrendra Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Om. Then from the Om, the crown of Aryatara, inseparable from the Guru, white nectars and rays flow in to our crown and purifying all those obstacles to developing real renunciation. What we need to develop bodhicitta, emptiness. Giving up, finding bliss, satisfaction in our practice, so that we want to do more and more. Clearing away all those physical obstacles, the imbalance of the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space. All the pains related to the earth, all our skeletal and muscle pains and aches and problems if we have arthritis, these kinds of things, and water, anything to do with our blood or our lymph, or fire, purifying any of our digestive difficulties, or temperature if we're too hot, too cold, and the firing of our energy, the ATP in our body that make us tired, energizing our metabolism so that we have more physical energy, comes with the fire. Air, anything to do with our respiratory system, and space, the mind, seeing the mind also as a physical thing, physical attributes, the dullness of our mind, the agitation of our mind. It comes from the imbalance of these 5 elements. So we imagine that this white light, which is in the nature of also the 5 colors of the elements, because white light holds all the colors, you know. So we have yellow, white, red, green, and blue lights coming, healing all the elements of the body and their effect on the mind. And our bodies are blessed with the blessings of Tara's holy body and become oneness. So that we meditate with ease and bliss and clarity. That our physical needs are met. And then the red nectars and rays from the throat of Guru Tara, filling our body with this red light. It purifies the subtle winds, our speech. And that means our internal speech as well, this incessant mind talk, you know. I like this, I don't like that, this is bad, this is good, I want this, I don't want that. That's also speech. And recognizing that all this speech is just a function of the winds. And so with the purification of the 5 elements, the speech also becomes more spacious, less obstructive, and purifies so that all sounds are like mantra. And any tendency for harsh speech towards ourselves or others, divisive speech, deluded speech, ridiculous speech, lying, all purified, and all their tendencies to do that. We just have faith. And then the blue nectars and rays pour into our heart from the heart, purifying all the obstacles to experiencing this clarity and awareness, or the formless, clear, knowing aspect of mind. Every thought, every feeling has its basic nature, this clarity. So receive the blessings to penetrate through the gross appearance, the gross thought, the gross feeling, the gross taste, and feel the ground in which it arises. And eventually understanding that this is emptiness. This is words from Sangye Yeshe, one of the Mahamudra lineage lamas. If you can see whatever thoughts arise in your mind as a process of mentally labeling, then the sphere of all things, the Dharmadhatu, the true supreme voidness, is dawning on you without any reliance on other forces of logic. So mental labeling is a function of grasping. So grasping is actually you can feel the tension, the grasping that comes, that begins the process of labeling. So with time and relaxation, I mean, this is me talking, this isn't the Sangye Yeshe. We relax that grasping, and it's easier to begin to see that process of labeling. And then Sangye Yeshe says, in this stage, so in other words, I say as Lama used to say, when we let go of the grasping and voidness has appeared, then we fix our consciousness single-pointedly on that voidness. And this is a truly wonderful feat. So we can imagine this blue light is filling us up with this ability to perceive the labeling and we sort of feel it, It's not it's more than an intellectual thing. It's this instinct. It's an instinct that happens as soon as experience comes, bam, comes the grasping, comes the labeling. So this purification, experiencing from Tara, is to relax that grasping. It's almost like it comes from the whole body. So then we think my mind can become inseparable with the realization, my Guru's realizations, Tara's holy mind. And then all three lights together come. Purifying that very subtle instinct to grasp at inherent existence. It's so instinctual. We're not even aware of it. It immediately comes. And we think, we feel, we wish, we hope that have faith that the body, speech, and mind of Holy Aryatara becomes oneness with our body, speech, and mind. Then once again, we can remember our request, please bless my mind. Please, precious Guru, bless my mind. Please, precious Guru, bless my mind. And then, of course, Tara does bless our mind. So she becomes, melts into the heart drop at her heart. And that very subtle mind that experiences this lack of grasping inherent existence, this pure sphere of voidness, comes to the crown of our head and penetrates through the crown chakra, once again blessing our bodies. And we can imagine we feel this bliss coming from the crown like a nice, warm, gentle shower, but on the inside of the body, not the outside, penetrating all throughout the channels. Releasing the tendency to have lots of thoughts and feelings. Down through the throat, penetrating through the channels of the throat. Purifying the tendency to solidify the winds into thoughts and feelings and emotions. And then right into the very center of our heart, where those of us who've had the empowerment can arise as the deity. And if you haven't and you're tired of meditating, you can start saying the mantra already. Otherwise, we use this time to meditate on emptiness again. Look for the I, which is recognize clarity and awareness. And then mixing this voidness, rising as the deity with this loving and compassion, remembering people that you love, so that we actually connect with a sense of love, kindness, wishing people to be well, happy, enlightened. And recite the mantra to purify our speech even more. Tare tu re soha. 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 Om Jare Tu Re So. Om Jare Tu Re So. Om Jare Tu Re So. Tare 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 tu re so. And we can imagine that all sentient beings have reached the state of enlightenment and become green taras, and we imagine the whole space, much as we can, filled with all these green taras of different sizes, different sizes. And they're looking down at us and shining on us with all this kind of joy and brightness and light and kindness and love and all the positive emotions. And then they all fall back into us. And with each Tara coming into us, we feel a little kind of joy, a little thing, like a little raindrop of joy is pouring into you, energizing your heart. Just imagine coming up, feeling all over your back and your arms and your legs, just, pouring into you all these taras, right into your heart. Energizing that mind of bodhicitta, energizing the capacity to experience no need and just be satisfied sitting and looking at the empty nature of mind. Then we take a moment to investigate, where is that I that's feeling all this taras pouring into me? Where is this I? And flashing out of that experience of bliss and emptiness, we arise as the deity or Tara in our hearts. And we rejoice that we've had this opportunity to create the cause for enlightenment together. And we can dedicate all these merits. The well-being of all sentient beings and the well-being of the world, this planet, the karma, the place where we experience being, Gewadi nyodu da pag madro madrup gyurne drowachi kyang malupa Dei salago parsho. The merits of these virtuous actions may quickly attain the state of Aryatara and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. Jong chub sam chog rinpoche ma ke panam ke kyurchi ke pa nyam ba me par yang gone gondu sho. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, I too dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedications praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so that I might perform good works. I dedicate whatever virtues I've ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Losang Drakpa to shine forever. And for His Holiness, for all his wishes to be fulfilled. He wants to live to be 108. So let's pray for that. Gangri Rawe Korwe Shinkam Der Pandande Wa Malu Jungwe Ne Chenre Ze Wang Tenzin Gyatsoi Shape Site Bardu Tengyurchi. And for Zopa Rinpoche and all of our gurus. Dob Shil Jang Jang, sorry. Dob Shil Jang Jin Jang Gun Galway Tenzin Gun Belway Kunzu Dog Potse Chosum Kowe Le Montu Dru Padak Solu Kondu Jul Thubten Shu. And once again, remembering the dependent arising of myself, the merit, the gift of offering it to sentient beings, none of them existing from their own side. Rejoicing how wonderful it is that we have the karma to do these practices together today, and hopefully for this life and all future lives to come. So thank you for coming this morning. And I think we can unmute if anyone wants to say something or not. Or we can just say goodbye too.
Thank you, but
yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes, thanks a lot.
Looks like Geraldine has a question again. Is that right, Geraldine? No?
I was just saying thank you, and I keep my question for this afternoon if you want, or you prefer now, I don't know.
Well, if you tell me now, maybe I'll answer it this afternoon.
Okay, it's just, I would like to know, what do we visualize when we don't make the practice, but we make the mantra alone? What do we visualize and or do?
It's just what it says in the text, you know, what it tells you what to visualize right there, right afterwards when you're doing the mantra.
Ah, okay, just the same thing.
Yeah, just the same thing, but also thinking of yourself as the deity, or no, well, I don't know if you have the empowerment, but just visualize the Mahamudra is going out, you know?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, any other quick question? No. Okay, well, then have a nice morning, lunch break, and maybe we see you this afternoon. Thank you so much, Nadia, and Arnaud, and Elizabeth, and all the people who keep the center going. It's really important. Yeah. Okay. Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you.
Au revoir.
Good,
Merci.
bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Merci beaucoup.
Tout bon.